As I shared with you all earlier, Michelle Trachtenberg and her former Gossip Girl co-star, Blake No Receipts Lively, were not friends. But, and this might surprise you, what she said about the whole It Ends With Us saga. Hello, my friend, Perez Hilton here, queen of all media, the original influencer, and your #1 source for everything queen of hearsay and Justin Baldoni. It's widely known that Michelle and the hair care professional were not friends. And that's fine. You don't have to be friends with everybody that you've worked with. After Michelle's tragic passing earlier this week, Betty Buzzkill took to social media to share what I thought were some yummy words. I'm only joking about the yummy part. I did think it was very well written, possibly by Ryan Reynolds. I'm kidding. It was sweet. I'm not a Blake Lively hater, okay? A lot of you were thinking it was just an attempt to make herself look better and to prove that she uses the word yummy in regular everyday life. And a lot of you were hyper fixated on the fact that Michelle did not follow her on IG. Well, speaking of IG, Trachtenberg was asked about her former co-star's drama and before her passing, commented publicly on it. Michelle was asked, "Would love to see you release a statement on the Blake drama." And she responded, "Gosh, I'm busy worrying about real-world news and families who have no home anymore from the LA fires. But you do you." Eek! One more time. "Gosh, I'm busy worrying about real-world news and families who have no home anymore from the LA fires, but you do you." If they were friends, that could have been an opportunity for Michelle to support the beanie aficionado, but she didn't. It could be that Michelle did not believe her former co-star, and she was not one that was afraid to speak out publicly. Remember when all of the Buffy drama went down with Joss Whedon? Many former Buffy the Vampire Slayers came out and made bold accusations against the show's creator and executive producer, Joss Whedon. Leading that charge was Buffy and Angel alum Charisma Carpenter. She publicly took to social media to support Charisma and others that spoke out against Joss Whedon, and she said, "I am brave enough now as a 35-year-old woman. This must, period, be known, period, as a teenager, period, with his not appropriate behavior. Very not appropriate." Talking about Joss Whedon. She even added, quote, "There was a rule saying Joss is not allowed in a room alone with Michelle again." And then she added that she would not be commenting further on the matter. And she never did. But she lent her voice in support to a former castmate on Buffy, something that she did not do with Pinocchio. Also, speaking of Michelle, so interesting how many friends she had and how many lives she touched, even in the British royal family. Princess Eugenie, I'm an Anglophile, but I can't pronounce her name ever. Eugenie Fudge. Princess how do you pronounce her name? Eugenie or Eugenie? Let me know in the comment section. That one took to social media to remember her friend, Michelle Trachtenberg. Fergie and Prince Andrew's daughter wrote, quote, "Goodbye, special friend. You are so loved and missed. Thank you for so many memories of laughter and fun. You were so thoughtful and generous and so funny. My favorite was listening to you order food. always done with precision, so you got exactly what we all wanted. I'm thinking of you up there, friend, of your spirit that was so bright and your joy you brought so many. She accompanied that with this lovely photo of the two of them. And if you missed my update from earlier, Michelle's family has objected to an autopsy. And after the medical examiner in New York observed that there was no foul play, they have honored her family's request, and the death certificate will be marked undetermined as for cause of death. No answers, but I'm sure her family knows, and they don't need to share that publicly. And I know a lot of you were waiting to hear from Buffy herself, Sarah Michelle Gellar, who played her big sister on the iconic early 2000s show. Yes, I know, Buffy premiered in the 90s. God, so long ago. Buffy premiered in 1997, but Dawn, her little sister, was not introduced until season 5 in the early 2000s. Season 5 premiered in September of 2000, and Michelle was with the show until the end. Seasons 5, 6, and 7. Season 7 ended in May of 2003. Sarah Michelle posted a bunch of photos of her with Michelle, and she wrote the following on a feed post caption, quote, "Michelle, listen to me. Listen, I love you. I will always love you. The hardest thing in this world is to live in it. I will be brave. I will live for you." If you were a fan of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, then you get that. Some of the media did not pick up on the reference. These are not just words from Buffy the Vampire Slayer, but these are words that Buffy, Sarah, told Dawn, her little sister, Michelle, on the show. She adapted the quote a little bit, but the original quote said, "The hardest thing in this world is to live in it. Be brave, live." And on that same episode, Buffy said, "You have to take care of each other. You have to be strong, Dawn. The hardest thing in this world is to live in it. Be brave, live." Sarah Michelle, as you heard, said, "The hardest thing in this world is to live in it. I will be brave. I will live for you." Ay, ay, ay. It can't be stated what an impact her death has had for especially women of a certain age. They grew up with her. She was working consistently since the early 90s on many iconic properties. She was beloved. I hope she felt that while alive. And I hope it's a little solace to her loved ones to feel the love that the world has for her. So, this is a lot covered in one video. Thoughts on what Michelle said about Blake Lively, or what she didn't say. Thoughts on Michelle, thoughts on anything. Let's discuss in the comments section. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your support. I appreciate you so much.